So, I've been getting a lot of people to playtest Cat-Powered UFO, and as I have been seeing their playthroughs, I've noticed a few things that confuse people often. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a video showing the things I've done to stop players getting confused, and hopefully in your own games you can take that across and maybe it'll have some benefit to you as well. So first of all, we got this building here. Players seem to think they couldn't walk behind this, and I think it's because they didn't quite pick up on the perspective that the camera's at. So this building, obviously its base is down here, and you can walk behind it, but as you can see you can only walk behind it to a point to where its base is. So I added this NPC here who strolls back and forth, showing that you can walk behind it. Next we got this path here. So this path here at first looked like this. And yeah, it came across a bit like you couldn't go up there, even though like you can rustle through the bushes. To new players, I guess it just looked like you couldn't go up there, so they just didn't. It's not like they really thought about it that hard, it just sort of looked like it was blocked off, so they didn't run. So now by extending this path up here, they can see that you can actually go up here, because it's actually pretty important, because you've got like a battle over here you can roll over, you've got this cave which has a whole lot of content in it, you've got this dude that teaches you things like where you find cats, how to fight, and why people are so weird. I also added this sign, just as a side note, for people who are sort of wandering around not quite understanding, because like if you get to here and you think, oh well I have to do something with this and you can't figure it out, I think it's good to give them a hint that you don't necessarily need to stay in the one spot. Next up, this path right here. So I changed this a little bit to have this purple trail showing that you can go out here. Now most people did pick up that you can travel to the next room through here, but a few people just sort of stopped here and thought that was the end of the level, and I think it's because these rocks and the path look kind of similar. Before I had more rocks up here too, and yeah, I think just the like at a glance, the colour sort of just made it look like it was blocked off. So I think it's clearer now that this is actually a path you can travel. Okay, so as for this sandwich here, what was happening was you can't lift as soon as you get this a lot of the time because you haven't unlocked that ability yet. So players were taking this sandwich, which is fine, and then they were going up to this guy and being like, oh, I got the sandwich, I'm going to give it to him. But it didn't work. So I changed it a little bit. It used to say down here where it has, I have a sandwich for you, it used to say, you're lazy. I've changed it to this so that it should say this message. So there you go. So I think by doing this, I've cleared up the confusion. And you can even go through this dialogue before you pick up the sandwich, then you know that that little sandwich is there. I feel like this will clear up that confusion with the sandwich. Obviously, when you pick up this sandwich, it is above your head. Yes. So that's much better. Another thing that was confusing people. This well here. It used to say, donate to the most important man in the universe. It doesn't actually do anything, it's just for flavour. I might make it have something like that. But what was happening was this coin here, which clearly looks like a coin, people were putting 2 and 2 together and going, oh, I need to donate. That's what the thing is for. And then they were going here and they were throwing it in that, and as you can see, not only does it not work, it also covers up the coin and makes it very hard to pick it up again. So it's sort of like a double whammy. So hopefully by saying sacrifice to the most important man in the universe, people will understand that you're not throwing a coin. Next up we got the Riddle Master. So the Riddle Master was mostly fine. Just a few cases where players were on low health and they saw this guy and thought, that looks intimidating, I don't want to fight him when I have 2 health. So what I've done is I've added an extra NPC. Yeah, so he's the hype man for it. So you can ask, what's his deal? Yeah. So now players will hopefully get the idea that if you talk to this big purple guy, you're not going to end up in a battle. So don't worry if you're on 1 health, you can talk to him. Okay. So next we got this ledge. So this ledge, I think I still haven't really done a good job of explaining. But I'll show you the few things I've done. So if you happen to be on this side, you can see the waterfall. So I think it's pretty clear if you're here that you can see that's a ledge you could fall down. Other than that, I've tried to change the tile set to have little bits of grass hanging over the edge. Pretty subtle, but I think that might help a little bit. Other than that, I have this sign. And I also have this NPC here, who's sitting on the ledge, kicking dirt down the edge. Like I said, to be honest, I don't know that I've done this perfectly. If you've got any ideas of how I can make it more clear that this is a ledge, please do tell. We also have this bomb shop. So, the bomb shop was basically fine, except people kept getting the bombs and just straight away trying to blow up the rocks on the side. Which makes sense, and it is meant to show you that these are the rocks that can be blown up with the bomb. But people blew up all of them every time. So, imagine what they were doing was looking for hidden items, and there wasn't any. And I thought that was a bit disappointing. So, just to meet the players' expectations, I just hit a few chicken nuggets. Where'd that go? There we go. I just hit a few chicken nuggets in here, just so that you're not too disappointed if you go blowing up all these bombs. Plus, you should be rewarded for your curiosity. So there's some tips for how I managed to stop players getting confused, hopefully. And I hope you got some ideas for your own games too. If you've watched this far in the video, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And what you're seeing now is the next area I'm working on in Cat-Powered UFO. Woohoo!